Quickly before we start the video guys, if you're looking to improve in World vs World and PvP, I do offer one-to-one coaching sessions. Check the description for more information. Alright, so a video recently surfaced in the Guild Wars 2 community posted by Velen defending Celestial gear and whether it's broken or not. I just want to say I was going to make a video on this topic long before the Velen video came out, but I think now is a great time. Upon watching this video, I believe a lot of it was flawed and problematic because the video poses as an educational video, but instead it's more of a personal rant, most likely due to Velen's experience as a streamer and getting stream sniped. Because of this, he then paints everyone who thinks Celestial is problematic as an elitist or a crybaby. Alright, so Velen starts off the video by saying that the issue of Celestial gear is overrepresented but perpetuated by a small minority of the community, and that there is a lot of misinformation that is spread, hence the overall opinion that Celestial is busted. Now, I think this is completely false. So, shortly after the End of Dragon's release, I put together, with the help of Mighty Teapot, a roaming council, I guess you could call it. This council consisted of the most experienced players from every class who have many years of roaming experience. We got together in a Discord alongside the balance team at ArenaNet to discuss balance issues in roaming. So with all these experienced players ranging from all the different classes, it was unanimously decided by over 20 players that Celestial gear was a big problem. Now this being said, Velen does make a good point that ArenaNet does not balance for the elitists. If they did, Celestial gear would definitely be nerfed by now. But his point that Celestial is allowed to be, in his own words, bloated, due to the fact that other things in World vs World are also broken, is quite an oxymoron. A should not exist because B exists. Both, however, should just be tuned to the right level, hence creating better balance. He then makes the point that Celestial builds should exist as it gives people a better chance at surviving the unforgiving experience of World vs World outnumbered roaming. And the fact that Celestial builds in a 1v1 environment being endless doesn't warrant it being broken. The thing I don't think Velen completely thought through was that if Celestial builds are broken in a 1v1 setting, how much harder does it make it when you're being outnumbered by the very players running Celestial? What are the odds of victory in a situation where you are not only outnumbered, but the players you're fighting are also running said bloated Celestial stats? Don't think it's looking very good. Should there be builds that, quite frankly, are extremely difficult to kill in a 1v1 or even outnumbered fights? Perhaps. I think that makes sense. Give people the ability to play more forgiving builds. But the issue lies in the fact that these Celestial builds do not have enough of a trade-off damage-wise to warrant them being well balanced. There are many stat lines that allow you to play very tanky and still do a little bit of damage. Celestial, however, gives you a lot of damage and a lot of tankiness. It just doesn't make any sense to run anything but that. Another big issue I found with the video was when Velen claimed solo roaming is only viable because of Celestial stats. This could be proven false in so many ways by experienced players. In fact, I know of many solo roamers who pull up fine in outnumbered fights running non-Celestial builds. I do it myself. Does it require a higher skill level? Absolutely. But that is outnumbered fights for you in general. Even running a Celestial build, if you're fighting outnumbered against good players, keywords, good players, you are still going to struggle. Take my recent Spectre video for example. I roamed playing an uncommon Spectre build which runs power gear and pulled through incredibly, even against Celestial players because of my experience in the game. Because I beat them, does that mean that Celestial gear is balanced okay? Not at all. Those builds are still extremely frustrating to fight and far too forgiving whilst having too much damage for how forgiving the build actually is. He makes a point that Celestial gear is necessary for new or unexperienced players who come into World vs World as it gives them the best chance to win fights. But what he fails to realize is what happens when that player fights an experienced roamer who is also running a Celestial build. There is no chance in hell that new player wins, and it will be the same result, as it should, because the second player played better. Let me show you a perfect example of what I just spoke about. Same players, same traits, different gear. In this clip, I'm fighting a Celestial Renegade. As you can tell, the damage output is solid. I have to kite around the pole, I have to line of sight, otherwise I'd probably have died. I can't drop them below even 70% health. And the fight lasts for eternity. Very fun, very interactive. Now the same player, the Renegade, swaps to power gear, with everything else remaining the same trait lines and everything. The fight ends in less than 20 seconds, showing the difference in skill versus gear. Before you say, Well, you're running a very squishy build that is able to kill power builds. That's false. I'm running a very well balanced Soul Beast duelist build. This build has good damage, good survivability, but it's very possible to kill the build if you play good. As you saw, the Celestial Renegade does a lot of damage. I couldn't get him below 70% HP, and regardless of the mistakes he made, it was unpunishable. Another great example, which I didn't happen to record, was when I was playing my Spectre build against my guildie Caspi. He was tearing me up in a 1v1 with his Power Mesmer and his Elementalist. I made one small change, which was changing my gear to Celestial, and suddenly the tides turned. Not because I played better, but because I didn't lose much damage whilst gaining ridiculous survivability. Once again, although I disagree with most of it, there are some points that Velen makes which I can understand where he's coming from. But saying that Celestial builds being broken is misinformation when this is just common knowledge amongst the most experienced players in the game. This is just complete streamer cope, and that's coming from a streamer. I understand why he would defend Celestial, as he is frequently stream sniped. In those cases, it's fine. But that doesn't mean Celestial is balanced. That's all there is to it. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you enjoy videos like this, I make a whole bunch of great content for Guild Wars 2. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more videos like this. Until next time, see you later.